Big day Wednesday for James Harden and Kyrie Irving. And then what could happen if Kyrie decides that he wants to go? Or the Nets decide that they want him to go. I thought Kyrie was part of the ownership there and part of the coaching staff. I thought that he did pretty much everything for the Brooklyn Nets. And then, KD's going to look around and go, do I want to be here? But he doesn't have control over his future, immediate future, whereas Kyrie does. And he could get squirrely and say, I'm just going to leave. I'm going to go. I'll take $6 million from the Lakers. Yes, Marv.
I don't know if anyone saw this, but Damian Lillard on his IG put him and Kevin Durant photoshopped in Trailblazers uniforms. I mean, Dame, come on the show. Let's talk.
Yes, Eden.
I love it.
I would love to see Damian Lillard get some help, and Katie's not opposed to joining a Western Conference team. Give a little help, to a guard or two. Yeah, Marv?
Full circle. The Blazers probably should have drafted him in 2007. They say, hey.
No, they should have drafted him.
Well, okay.
No, they should have.
Very true. But come home. Join us. You're supposed to be here. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And then James Harden, I don't know if James Harden has any real leverage here. I don't know if that's one of those at Philadelphia goes, yeah, we're happy with you. I mean, are you really happy with? Like, do you want to be giving me like the max? Yes, Eden.
Do you think James Harden last year was sort of like an anomaly, or that's the new normal for him? Is that the player that he is now?
Well, that's the multi-million-dollar question here, because at some point your age works against you. Now, and if you're not going to be in shape, LeBron's age doesn't work against him as much because he's always in shape. James Harden has a shape, but it's not in shape. And then you start to get older. And, even his teammates were privately whispering about that he lacked that explosion, that they were shocked. Kevin Durant said that. They were really surprised that he lacked that next gear. Well, I don't want James Harden on my team, especially at that price. To me, Tyrese Maxey is the guy that I want with Joel Embiid. Like, I don't want James Harden to stunt Maxey's growth. But, this is where Daryl Morey would have to admit, I made a mistake here. And then you got the Nets situation where Kyrie, you asked for this. You did. By entrusting him. Because, look, they decided who they wanted as their coach. Kyrie and KD, and they were going to run this team. And now you're not quite sure what's happening. That's why you run that risk. It's the risk and the reward of talent and then with headaches, with baggage. And Kyrie is just not worth it. He might go someplace and be spectacular. He might play 70 games. He might be MVP. He might be a lot of things. But I would never invest in that. Not long term. I mean, I'd love to franchise tag him. Just say, why don't you earn something here for a change? Right? You want a long-term deal? Show me something. Let's be consistent. Let's play. Let's be dominating. You want to be part of ownership. You want to make moves. Do you know that he was holding a practice after their practice? So the Nets would have a practice, and then Kyrie was coaching like he wanted to have a practice after the practice. See, it's dangerous where, you put people or they want to be in positions that they're not ready for. And that's a situation where you go, what are we accomplishing here? Are you sabotaging what Nash is doing or saying, coaching? And then the fact, he talks about being part of the coaching staff. You can only be part of the coaching staff half the time because you're only half the time there. Yes, he.
It's interesting, though, that Kyrie having practice after the practice, for other people, that would be seen as extreme dedication. Like, this dude doesn't just practice, he practices and then practices. Yeah. But when it's Kyrie, it's like, oh, you're undermining the coach you brought in?
Well, all I know is this was viewed as a negative inside the organization. So if you would have said, hey, You know what? I love that Steph Curry has a practice after the practice, and
that's the will of a champion right there. That is the will of a champion. Look at now. That's leadership right there on display.
If you win, we never give credit for leadership when you lose. It's usually when you win, and Kyrie lacks leadership. He needs leadership. We've seen that in Cleveland. He didn't want it. In Boston, he didn't want it. Here with the Nets, his buddy, you got KD. You can own the town. And then you're in this situation here. So you got a couple more days with the speculation. Yes, Marv.
How much worse would this be if they played for the Knicks?
Well, then we would talk about the culture. It wouldn't be as necessarily about Kyrie. It'd be about the Knicks. Look at that. Look what the Knicks did to Kyrie.